Okay, we have Beauty and the Beast here, and I'll leave it to you to figure out which is which.
Thank you very much, Chapter, for inviting me to share a poem this year. I've written one myself in the past, but this year I've chosen a poem that's quite appropriate for Memorial Day, and it was written by a gentleman named A. Lawrence Vaincourt. The name of the poem is Just a Common Soldier. Also, a subtitle is A Soldier Died Today, and it's quite appropriate for veterans. I'm sure a lot of veterans will be able to relate to this. Just a common soldier. He was getting old and punchy, and his hair was falling fast. And he sat around the Legion telling stories of the past, of a war that he had fought in and the deeds that he had done. In his exploits with his buddies, they were heroes, everyone. And though sometimes to his neighbors, his tales became a joke, all his Legion buddies listened, for they knew of where he spoke. But we'll hear of his tales no longer, for old Bill has passed away, and the world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today. He will not be mourned by many, just his children and his wife, for he lived an ordinary and quite uneventful life. He held a job, he raised a family, quietly going on his way, and the world won't notice passing, though a soldier died today. When politicians leave this earth, their bodies lie in state, while thousands note their passing and proclaim that they were great. Papers tell of their whole life stories from the time that they were young, but the passing of a soldier goes unnoticed and unsung. In the greatest contribution to the welfare of our land, a guy who breaks his promises and cons his fellow man, or the ordinary fellow who in times of war and strife goes off to serve his country and offers up his life. A politician's stipend and the style in which he lives are sometimes disproportionate to the service that he gives. While the ordinary soldier who offered up his all is paid off with a medal and perhaps a pension small. It's so easy to forget them, for it was so long ago that old bills of our country went to battle, but we know it was not the politicians with their compromise and ploys who won for us the freedom that our country now enjoys. Should you find yourself in danger with your enemies at hand, would you want a politician with his ever-shifting stand? Or would you prefer a soldier who has sworn to defend his home, his kin, and country, and would fight until the end? He was just a common soldier, and his ranks are growing thin, but his presence should remind us we may need his kind again. For when our countries are in conflict, we find the soldier's part is to clean up all the troubles that the politicians start. If we cannot do him honor while he's here to hear the praise, then at least let's give him homage at the ending of his days. Perhaps just a simple headline in the paper that would say, "Our country is in mourning, for a soldier died today." Thank you very much for your kind attention. I wish I would have written that poem. Very good. I'd like to introduce my granddaughter, Teagan. She wrote a poem for us today, and actually she had it ready to go last year, but COVID got in the way. That's kind of a poem. So please let me introduce Teagan, and she'll introduce her poem. Teagan?
The title of my poem is What a Soldier Means to Me. I'm so thankful for our soldiers. They mean the world to me. They're the epitome of bravery for everyone to see. I'm proud to be an American and honor the red, white, and blue. I love my country and respect our soldiers for everything they do. In school, we learn the Pledge of Allegiance and recite it every day. We are truly one nation, under God. It's the American way. Both of my grandpas have served in the Army. My Uncle Jeff has too. They teach me many important things, like always following through. They lead by their example and show patience at every turn. I look to them for guidance, knowing how much I still can learn. We honor the men and women in the uniforms they wear. They keep our nation safe through their sacrifices, love, and care. Our soldiers have a special trait when they are placed in harm's way. During these times of danger, they don't run, they choose to stay. For every soldier on the battlefield is strong as they can be. Their teamwork and commitment is an awesome sight to see. I want to thank our courageous soldiers from the bottom of my heart. We are blessed with our freedom and for everyone who did their part. Memorial Day reminds me of the heroes who have passed. Our huge debt of gratitude must forever and always last. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rod and Teagan. It's an honor and a pleasure to have both of you here with your skills and your poetic abilities. We now have another